first time Nekwu walked into community secondary school, every eye turned toward her. It was still very early in the morning. The sun had only just begun to rise above the tall palm trees that surrounded Umiori village. The air was cool and a thin mist floated over the river like white smoke. From deep inside the river, something moved. Fish darted away. The water swirled. Then a beautiful young mermaid rose slowly to the surface. Her name was Nekwu. Her long black hair flowed behind her like a dark cloud. Skin was smooth and dark as polished ebony. Her eyes shone like moonlight on water. Nekwu swam quietly to the shore. When she reached the sand, she looked around to make sure no one was watching. The riverbank was empty. Only the sound of birds and crickets filled the morning air. Nekwu stepped onto the land. Immediately, a strange light covered her body. Her silver tail began to disappear. Within seconds, her tail turned into two long human legs. Her scales vanished. A neat blue and white school uniform appeared on her body. White socks covered her feet. Black sandals appeared. Nekwu smiled. She was now a beautiful 20-year-old girl. "This world is so interesting," she whispered. Then she began the short walk to the village secondary school. At community secondary school, cleaners were sweeping the compound while some students arrived in groups. Nekwu walked alone through the school gate. Several students stopped to stare at her. "Who is that?" one girl whispered. "I've never seen her before," another replied. "She's too beautiful." Nekwu ignored them and walked straight to the staff room. A middle-aged teacher wearing glasses looked up. "Yes, young lady, how can I help you?" Nekwu spoke softly. "Good morning, sir. I want to register in this school." The teacher blinked in surprise. "You want to register yourself?" "Yes, sir." "Where are your parents?" Nekwu lowered her eyes. "I don't have parents. I am an orphan." The teacher's expression softened immediately. "Oh, I'm sorry." He stood up. "Come with me. Let's see the head teacher." The head teacher, Madam Beatrice, was a strict woman with a serious face. She looked at Nekwu from head to toe. "What is your name, Nekwu? How old are you?" 20, Madam Beatrice frowned. 20? You are older than most of our students. Nekwu nodded. "I could not attend school earlier. Where do you live?" "In the next village." "And your parents?" "They are both dead." Madam Beatrice was silent for a moment. There was something unusual about this girl. Her beauty was striking. Her voice was calm. Her eyes seemed too wise for someone her age. But there was also sadness in them. Madam Beatrice sighed. "Education is for everyone." She filled out the registration form for her. "You are welcome to community secondary school." Nekwu smiled. "Thank you, Sma." From that day, Nekwu became a student. Every morning before sunrise, she would leave the river. She would transform into a human. Her school uniform would appear on her body. Then she would walk to school alone. She never arrived with any parents. She never came with friends. She never carried much except a small bag. And she never stayed around after closing time. At first, the students were curious. Then they became fascinated. Nekwu was unlike anyone they had ever seen. Her hair was the most beautiful thing they had ever seen. It was thick, long, shiny. Even in the hot afternoon sun, it looked fresh and smooth. Which cream does she use? How does she make her hair shine like that? Is it real? Girls whispered everywhere she passed. Some boys stared at her in admiration. But Nekwu never encouraged anyone. She answered teachers respectfully. She listened carefully in class. She wrote her notes, and once the final bell rang, she left immediately. She never joined games. She never chatted. She never laughed loudly like other students. She seemed to carry a secret, and she did. One day, during biology class, Mr. Okeke asked a question. Who can tell us the importance of water to living things? Many students lowered their heads. Then Nekwu raised her hand. Mr. Okeke smiled. Yes, Nekwu stood. Water gives life. Without water, plants, animals, and humans cannot survive. Water also cleanses, nourishes, and protects. The classroom fell silent. Her answer sounded different. Mr. Okeke nodded. Excellent. The students clapped, but Nekwu simply sat down quietly. Nana, who sat beside Ogej, rolled her eyes. She thinks she knows everything. OJ folded her arms. She doesn't even talk to anyone. She acts like she is better than us. From that day, Nana and Oge began to dislike her. Every afternoon, Nekwu followed the same routine. As soon as school closed, she would walk down the narrow bush path leading to the river. When she was sure no one was around, she would look left, then right. Then she would close her eyes. A silver light would cover her body. Her legs would join together. Scales would appear. Within seconds, she would become a mermaid again. Then she would dive into the river and disappear beneath the waves. One afternoon, Nana and OJ stood under a large mango tree after school. Nana leaned closer and whispered, "Let's try talking to her today." OJ nodded. "Yes, maybe she will finally answer us." They watched Nekwu walking alone with her school bag. Nana stepped forward. "Nekwu?" Nekwu paused and turned. Og smiled. "We just want to be your friends." Nana added, "Your hair is so beautiful." Nekwu looked at them silently. Her face showed no emotion. Then she turned and continued walking. Nana's smile vanished. Aoga's eyes widened. Did she just ignore us? Nana clenched her fists. "She is too proud." Og hissed. "She thinks she is special." Nana narrowed her eyes as Nekwu disappeared down the path. One day, we will find out whatever she is hiding. Meanwhile, beneath the river, Nekwu lived in a dazzling underwater kingdom. The palace walls were made of crystal. Colorful fish swam through the halls. Pearls and glowing stones lit the water. Nekwu's mother, Queen Miri, ruled over the river kingdom. She was graceful and powerful. Her tail shimmered like blue diamonds. Although she loved her daughter deeply, she had no idea Nekwu was secretly living part of her life on land. Every day, she noticed that Nekwu disappeared for several hours. She assumed her daughter was simply exploring nearby waters. Until one morning, Nekwu was swimming toward the surface before dawn when her mother suddenly appeared in front of her. Queen Miri blocked her path. Nekwu stopped abruptly. Mother Queen Miri folded her arms. "Where do you go every day?" Nekwu forced a smile. I just swim around." Her mother stared into her eyes. "Do not lie to me." Nekwu lowered her head. The queen's voice softened. "My daughter, I know you are hiding something." For a moment, Nekwu said nothing. Then she took a deep breath. "Mother, I go to the human world." Queen Miri gasped. "You what?" Nekwu nodded. "I turn into a human girl and attend school in the village." Queen Miri's eyes widened with disbelief. "You transform into a human?" "Yes, mother. And you walk among humans every day?" Nekwu smiled excitedly. "Yes, it is wonderful." She swam in a circle, her voice full of joy. "I can read books. I can learn history and science. I can hear stories. I can see how humans live." Queen Miri remained silent. Nekwu swam closer. "Mother, you should see it. The world above is beautiful." Queen Miri touched her daughter's face. "My child, humans are dangerous. Not all of them. They fear what they do not understand. I am careful." Queen Miri looked troubled. "If anyone discovers what you are, they may try to harm you." Nekwu nodded. "I know. Then why continue?" Nekwu's eyes sparkled. "Because when I learn, I feel like my life has purpose." Queen Miri studied her daughter. There was determination in Nekwu's eyes, a hunger to know more, a desire too strong to stop. The queen sighed. "You are your father's daughter." Nekwu smiled. Queen Miri held her shoulders. "Promise me you will be careful. I promise. If you sense danger, return to the river immediately." "I will." Queen Miri kissed her forehead. "Go then. But remember, one careless mistake can change everything." Nekwu nodded happily. "Thank you, mother." With one powerful flick of her tail, she swam toward the surface. As she broke through the water, the morning sun painted the river gold. Nekwu reached the shore and transformed into a human once more. She adjusted her school uniform and smiled. She had no idea that hidden behind a cluster of bushes, two curious eyes were watching her. The eyes widened in shock. The person trembled. What? What did I just see? Nekwu, unaware that her greatest secret might have been discovered, picked up her school bag and began walking toward community secondary school. And far behind her, the mysterious watcher, a man, stepped out of the bushes with a pounding heart. The truth about Nekwu was no longer safe. The man could not believe his eyes. His mouth remained open as he watched Nekwu walk away from the river, like nothing strange had happened. The early morning breeze blew softly through the trees while the man stood there shaking. "A mermaid," he whispered. He rubbed his eyes quickly. No, maybe I'm dreaming. But deep inside him, he knew what he saw was real. He slowly began to follow Nekwu from a distance. Nekwu walked calmly along the dusty village path with her school bag hanging on her shoulder. Her long black hair moved gently behind her as she walked. The man continued following her carefully. Whenever Nekwu turned slightly, he quickly hid behind trees. Finally, Nekwu arrived at community secondary school. Students were entering through the gate noisily. Nekwu entered quietly like always. The man stopped outside the school gate and stared at the compound in disbelief. "She is truly living among humans," he muttered. He scratched his head nervously. "This world is full of mysteries." Then he slowly turned and walked away, still talking to himself. Days passed. Nekwu continued attending school as if nothing had happened. She answered questions in class. She stayed quiet during break time. And every afternoon, she returned alone to the river. But Nana and Oge still disliked her. To them, Nekwu behaved proudly. She never smiles. She never plays. She never allows anybody touch her hair. She acts too special. The girls whispered these things often. One afternoon after school closed, Nana noticed Nekwu walking toward the river path. Something suddenly entered her mind. Where does this girl always go after school? Which village is she from that she doesn't always take the right route, she wondered. Nana quietly followed behind. She hid carefully behind trees and bushes so Nekwu would not notice her. The deeper they moved into the bush path, the more nervous Nana became. The sound of birds echoed everywhere. Dry leaves cracked beneath her feet. Finally, Nekwu arrived at the riverbank. Nana quickly hid behind a thick bush. Her heart began beating fast. Nekwu looked around carefully. Left, right. Nobody was there. Slowly, she stepped into the water. At first, Nana frowned in confusion. Why is she entering the river with her school uniform? Then suddenly, strange silver light appeared around Nekwu's body. Nana's eyes widened immediately. She covered her mouth quickly to stop herself from screaming. Nekwu's legs slowly joined together. Shining scales appeared. Within seconds, a long silver tail splashed through the water. Nekwu had transformed into a mermaid. Then she swam deep into the river and disappeared beneath the waves. Nana froze completely. Her whole body trembled. Her eyes remained wide open. "Ah, mermaid," she whispered fearfully. For several minutes, she could not move from where she hid. Even after Nekwu disappeared underwater, Nana remained there shaking badly. The sound of the flowing river now frightened her. Finally, she gathered courage and slowly came out from hiding. Then, suddenly, she screamed softly and began running. She ran through the bush path as fast as she could. Branches hit her arms. Leaves brushed her face. But she did not stop until she reached home. Nana burst into their small house breathing heavily. Her mother, who was preparing food, turned in alarm. "Nana, what happened?" Nana's lips trembled. "Mama, what is it?" Nana sat down quickly. "Saw something terrible." Her mother rushed closer. "What did you see?" Nana lowered her voice. "It is Nekwu, the new girl." Nana nodded rapidly. "She is not human." Her mother stared at her. "What do you mean?" Nana swallowed hard. "I followed her to the river after school." "And?" Nana's voice shook badly. She entered the water and turned into a mermaid. The spoon in her mother's hand fell to the floor immediately. "What?" Nana nodded fearfully. "I saw it with my own eyes." Her mother sat down slowly in shock. For a moment, the room became silent. Only the sound of boiling food could be heard. Finally, Nana's mother spoke quietly. "Nana, listen to me carefully." Nana looked at her. "Do not tell anybody what you saw." Nana blinked. "But Mama, please," her mother interrupted nervously. "You must not tell anybody." Nana looked confused. "Why?" Her mother lowered her voice. "Some things are bigger than us." She held Nana's shoulders tightly. "And do not behave strangely around her. Do not let her know you already know her secret." Nana nodded quickly. "Yes, Mama." But even as she agreed, her eyes still moved fearfully around the room. That night, Nana barely slept. Every time she closed her eyes, she remembered Nekwu's shining tail disappearing into the river. Nana arrived at school quietly. For the first time ever, she could not even look toward Nekwu's direction. Nekwu sat peacefully at the corner of the classroom reading her notes. But Nana avoided her eyes completely. During lessons, Nana remained unusually quiet. Even Oj noticed it immediately. After school, finally pulled Nana aside. "What is wrong with you today?" "Nothing. You have been acting strange since morning." Nana shook her head nervously. "I'm fine." Osh folded her arms. "No, tell me." Nana remembered her mother's warning immediately. Her heart began beating fast. "I can't." "Why?" Nana looked around carefully since she leaned closer. "What I want to tell you, you must not shout." Olga frowned. "You are scaring me." Slowly, Nana narrated everything she saw at the river. As she spoke, Olga's mouth slowly opened in shock. "You are lying." "I swear." "A real mermaid?" "Yes." Stepped back in disbelief. "No, impossible. I saw her transform with my own eyes." Oj placed both hands on her head. "Oh my goodness." Then suddenly her face became serious. "We must tell a teacher." Nana immediately shook her head. "No, why?" "My mother warned me not to tell anybody." Oge looked thoughtful. She placed a finger on her chin. "But what if she is dangerous?" Nana swallowed nervously. "I don't know." The two girls stood silently for a while. Far away, Nekwu was already walking home alone. That same afternoon, Nekwu headed toward the river again. But unknown to her, Nana and Oge had secretly followed her. The girls hid carefully behind bushes near the riverbank. Nana's legs shook badly. "I don't want to be here," she whispered, but Ox remained determined. "I want to see it myself." Soon Nekwu appeared. She looked around carefully. At that moment, some villagers were fetching water nearby. Nekwu quickly hid behind a tree and waited patiently. The villagers filled their buckets and eventually left. Once the riverbank became empty, Nekwu stepped forward again. She slowly entered the water. Then the silver light appeared once more. Before Oji's eyes, Nekwu transformed into a beautiful mermaid. Oj gasped loudly in fear. "Nekwu!" Immediately, Nekwu turned sharply. Her eyes widened in shock. For 1 second, everybody froze. Then Nekwu quickly dived underwater and disappeared at great speed. Oj and Nana stood trembling. Neither of them could speak. Finally, Sana grabbed Oge's hand tightly. "Run!" The girls ran from the river as fast as possible. They did not stop until they reached the village road. Both of them bent over, breathing heavily. Oge's eyes were still filled with shock. "She's truly a mermaid." Nana nodded fearfully. Then Oge suddenly straightened up. "I must tell the teacher." Nana grabbed her arm immediately. "No!" But Oge shook her head stubbornly. "People must know." The next morning, something strange happened. Og woke up early and prepared for school. As she tried to greet her mother, no sound came out. She frowned. "Mama?" She tried again. Nothing. Her mother turned. "Oj?" Oj opened her mouth repeatedly. Still no sound. Fear immediately filled her eyes. She touched her throat quickly. "Mama!" She tried to scream, but her voice had completely disappeared. Her mother panicked immediately. "Oj, what is happening?" Tears rolled down Oj's face. She tried speaking again and again, but no words came out. Soon, neighbors gathered around the house. Different people suggested different things. Some said it was sickness. Others said it was fear. Her parents became deeply worried. they took her to different healers and native doctors around nearby villages. Different herbs were prepared, different prayers were made, but nothing changed. OJ remained unable to speak. At school, some students who weren't aware soon noticed OJ's silence. Teachers became concerned. Meanwhile, Nana became even more frightened. She remembered Oge saying she wanted to expose Nekwu. Now suddenly she could not speak anymore. Nana became terrified. From that day, she avoided Nekwu completely. Whenever Nekwu entered class, Nana lowered her head. Whenever Nekwu passed nearby, Nana moved away quickly. But Nekwu never harmed anyone. She remained quiet and peaceful like before. She attended classes, she read her books, and every afternoon she returned silently to the river. Yet the fear inside Nana never disappeared. One evening, Queen Miri noticed Nekwu looking troubled beneath the river. "My daughter, what is wrong?" Nekwu sighed sadly. "Some girls from school saw me transform." Queen Miri became alarmed. "What?" Nekwu nodded slowly. "They followed me secretly." Queen Miri's face grew serious. "I warned you." Nekwu looked down sadly. "I know. Humans fear what they do not understand." Nekwu remained silent. Then she spoke softly. "But not all humans are bad." Queen Miri touched her daughter gently. "Yes, but secrets are powerful things. Sometimes people suffer because they cannot control their curiosity." Nekwu thought deeply about her mother's words. Far above the water, Nana also sat quietly outside her house, thinking about everything that had happened. For the first time in her life, she understood that not every mystery needed to be chased. Some secrets were meant to be respected, and some people deserved kindness instead of hatred. From that day onward, Nana stopped mocking Nekwu. She stopped gossiping about her. Instead, she treated her with quiet respect from a distance. As for Oj, her voice never returned, but the experience changed her forever. She became calmer and kinder to others, and Nekwu continued learning among humans while carefully protecting the secret of the River Kingdom. Do not hate people simply because they are different from you. Curiosity without wisdom can lead to fear and trouble. Learn to respect people's privacy, be kind to others, and never judge someone before truly knowing them.